Welcome back to Berry Life, bringing you easy and delicious vegan and vegetarian recipes from around the world. Today we're diving into the world of Korean comfort food with our very own vegan Sundubu Kimchi Jjigae, a spicy, hearty, and absolutely tofu-tastic stew that will warm your soul. And of course, it's entirely vegan. With a little bit of preparation, you can make your own masterpiece, way better than the restaurant. So let's get started. We'll start by making our own dashi, or broth, with 3 cups of water. We'll add it to a large pot and set the heat on high, along with 2 dried shiitake mushrooms. Traditionally, dried anchovies are used, but since we're making it vegan, we're going with dried mushrooms, along with a medium-sized sheet of kombu, or dried seaweed, or kelp. There are several different types of kombu. You want to look for one that's used for dashi. We'll bring this to a gentle boil, then simmer for 20 minutes. The shiitake mushrooms and kombu are a natural source of MSG. You can use water in the stew, but this dashi makes it extra flavorful. Now, we'll remove the kombu and the mushrooms and transfer the liquid to set aside. You can actually make this in a larger batch and store it in the refrigerator for a week in case you want to make jjigae throughout the week, or switch it up and make ramen with the exact same dashi. Looks like we have about 2.5 cups. For the bulk of this jjigae, we're going to use mushrooms. Here we have 5 to 6 fresh shiitake mushrooms. We'll remove the stems and cut them into thick slices. These will plump up as they cook and offer a nice chewy bite. These are about 1/4 inch thick. You can also cut them into quarters or sixths. Now we'll chop through the rest. In addition to the shiitake, we use enoki mushrooms as well. These usually come in a bunch. We'll just cut off the stem and put them in a strainer to rinse off. Next we have a Korean radish. This has a milder taste compared to daikon or those traditionally red radishes. We're only going to need about 1/2. We'll quickly peel it and slice them into batons. These radish are high in nutrients and low in calories. We use them in vegan kimchi, radish soup, jangji, also known as pickled radish, and one of our favorite dishes, jjajangmyeon, the national comfort food of Korea. I think radishes are pretty cool. Not a lot of people know about them. They're pretty underground. What are your favorite radish recipes? Let us know in the comments below. You can leave them as is, or cut them into smaller bite-sized pieces. We'll also need 1 yellow onion, just going with a medium chop. The yellow onions tend to be sweeter than the red ones. What did the onion say to a garlic during an argument? You're not as sharp as you think you are. This is about 1 cup. Along with the yellow onion, we'll need 4 to 5 green onions. We're going to use both the white and the green parts. For the green parts, we'll cut them into bite-sized tubes. These will add towards the end of the cooking process and use for garnish, so they maintain their crispy bite for as long as possible. And for the white parts, we'll chop these into smaller pieces and keep them separate. We'll cook these along with the yellow onions. The spice and color in Sundubu Jjigae comes from gochugaru. These are dried Korean pepper flakes. Here we have 2 tablespoons, to which we'll add 1 tablespoon of sesame oil and combine. The oil will help to extract flavor and color out of the pepper flakes. The spice level in these pepper flakes can vary from mild to spicy depending on the variety, so you can choose one for your spice tolerance. And lastly, the namesake of the recipe, sundubu, or soft tofu. Well, it's actually extra soft or silken tofu. At our local Asian grocery store, it comes in a package like this. We just cut it down the middle and set it aside until we're ready to add it to the stew. Now we can cook with fire. Here we have a traditional Korean earthenware pot called tukbaegi. It can be set directly over the fire. To it, we'll add a little bit of oil and add the yellow onions along with the white parts of the green onions and saute until softened. If you don't have a pot like this, you can also use your saucepan or a small cast iron Dutch oven. The nice thing about earthenware pots is they retain their heat really well to keep the stew bubbling. If you're interested in getting one of these, check out the link in the description box below. Then add a spoonful of minced garlic and cook for about 30 seconds. You can also use garlic chips. You get a milder garlicky taste, but they're nice to bite into. Next, we add the mushrooms. Along with the gochugaru soaked in sesame oil. And cook it until the mushrooms are tender. Then we add the Korean radish and cook for about 30 to 60 seconds, being careful not to overcook them, otherwise they'll get mushy in the end product. Then we add 2 to 3 cups of dashi, along with a cup or 2 of water, in total about 4 cups of liquid. Try to use hot water if possible. This will shorten the time to boil, which can prevent overcooking the vegetables. Then we season with a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of sugar. With the bold and spicy flavors of the soup, the teaspoon of sugar really helps to round out the flavor profile. If it's not there, you'll miss it. Next, we'll add half of the enoki mushrooms, leaving the other half for later. These mushrooms don't really take a lot to cook. Now we'll cover the pot and bring it to a boil. Should take about 5 minutes. Oh wow, love the way the stew is just bubbling and boiling. My mouth is already watering. Now, we add in the soft tofu. This tofu doesn't need to be overly cooked, and we can actually add it all the way to the end. We'll also add in half a cup of vegan kimchi. Traditional kimchi is made with fish sauce. While not typically part of this recipe, we like to sneak in a spoonful of gochujang. It helps to add more flavor and thickens the stew ever so slightly. Lastly, we check for seasoning and adjust as needed. This is just perfect. Ring the bell. Dinner is served. Check this out, you guys. Doesn't this look so comforting? And it smells amazing. During the winter season, this recipe is on regular rotation at the Berry Berry household. We like to add more tofu, enoki mushrooms, green onions, and kimchi on top. Hope you enjoyed this recipe. Be sure to give it a thumbs up and let us know in the comments what you liked or what you would change about this recipe. Also remember to subscribe to follow our channel. We upload recipes every week and you don't want to miss out. Now it's time to dig in. Oh man, this is the stew for the winter. The tofu is soft and the radish is crunchy. The stew just warms you up from the inside. We enjoy this stew with steamed rice and refreshing side dishes. Because they're cool and refreshing, they offer a nice contrast to the stew. These are super easy to make at home. Be on the lookout for the recipe videos for these side dishes, or check them out at berryberrylife.com. These mushrooms have plumped up nicely and are so chewy. We grab a little bit of kimchi for a nice crunch. There you have it, vegan Sundubu Kimchi Jjigae. Soul-warming taste of Korea in the comfort of your own kitchen. Thank you for watching. Enjoy!